Welcome back to Cousin John Car Stuff. With the winter weather that's moved into Dallas, preparation and all delayed me a day uploading this video. And hope everybody across the country who's affected is doing alright. On to today's topic. Try to say that 3 times real fast. Anyway, when you sell a car, keep the plates and do this. Commonly, folks will pull the plates, but not just pulling the plates, but making sure that the title is filled out for the next purchaser. Because what I've encountered personally is, oh, while I'm buying the car, if it's good, I'll put it in my daughter's name. I might keep it for myself. Just leave the back of the title blank. No. That's an indication the person is going to skip or bypass the title and try to avoid selling it without titling it and paying the appropriate taxes. And the story there is, oh, I'm selling it for an uncle, I'm selling it for my grandmother, my grandfather, whoever. So they just sign the title, I'm selling it for them. That story could be a person skipping a title, avoiding the title taxes owed to the state, and proper titling process. So, make sure to do that. Pull the plates. Keep the plates. And here in Texas, what so many forget to do after pulling the plates is they take and leave the registration sticker on the windshield, which means they can tell a law enforcement official, oh, the plates got stolen. And that doesn't work out so well. Now, you also take the time and remove your toll tag sticker off the windshield. Usually it's up towards the top middle of the windshield, somewhere in there, and folks routinely forget to take that off, be it a dealer or individual. But still, folks could, if you don't cancel that toll tag immediately, can run up tolls on your account. And the North Texas Toll Tag Agency, or Toll Road Agency, doesn't care if you sold the car. It's your toll tag, you owe the tolls. So that can be a mess. A brief personal experience, one time I sold my daughter's car to a neighbor that I'd see casually in the neighborhood. And somebody I thought I could trust. Just the hi, how are you type of conversation, what's going on. And that person never transferred the title. So what happened is that we had red light cameras at the time. And the title never being transferred, something happened with the car. It was impounded by the city of Dallas. And I saw it was coming up for auction and thought, I know the car, I can buy it back from the impound auction. It'd make a decent extra car just in case. Well, another party outbid me on it, so I thought nothing of it until I started getting red light camera tickets in the mail. Excuse me. Started getting red light tickets in the mail. And that was somewhat of a mess since the title was in my daughter's name. And I even filled out the back of the title, did everything properly. But he never transferred title. So we go up to getting the red light notices. I call the red light agency, which is third party, and they're, yeah, so how do you want to pay this? No, I'm not going to pay it. well, it's going to go to collections, you can contest, yada, blah, blah, blah. So what I did was, I was on vacation at that time, so I took a day of vacation, went to the tax office where you transfer plates and whatnot for legitimate purposes. I was able to, and I showed them the red light notices and who's the owner, who bought that car from the Dallas impound auction. It was a mess. So what happened then was that I called a consumer reporter or investigative reporter here in Dallas, and a file folder thick of here's all the red light notices, here's who I talked to, here's what the history is. Dallas impounded it, Dallas owned it. That's the key. Dallas impounded and owns that car. They sold it. And now the city of Dallas is coming after me for red light tickets, etc. And this individual was very, very interested in this. In fact, they did a story, it might still be on the website, Paperwork Mix-Up. And it was a mess, so I told him I wanted a hearing to contest the red light tickets, and we had a date and a time. I had to take my daughter since she was in fact the owner of record on the title. And the officer who authorized these red light tickets, and walked into the hearing. This is great. Walked into the hearing with my daughter. The hearing review officer is there, the police officer is there, and it's, what is your excuse? Why do you think you don't owe these tickets? And conveniently, the night before is when the story aired about this, and the investigative reporter said, I'll be in Dallas City Hall covering a city council meeting. If there's any problems, they harass you or anything else, or they refuse to do anything, here's my cell number, call me, and I can be there in 60 seconds. So here's the four of us sitting there. My daughter and I from across from the hearing examiner and the officer. What's your excuse? Why do you think you shouldn't pay this? Blah, blah. And I said, did you see the news last night? Well, yeah, I guess so. Did you watch Channel 8 WFAA? No, I don't watch them. You should have. Brad Watson, the investigative reporter, did a story on this. Are you aware the city of Dallas owned this car, sold it, and that when it was sold, it was processed properly as title only, which is to not be operated on public roads? And you'll have to do the research. I've got the folder here with everything. And it's, well, so you think you didn't own the car. That's your excuse. That's not my excuse. That's the facts. And I pulled out my cell phone, punched up Brad Watson's phone number and said, now Brad Watson is in the building. He can be here in 60 seconds. Do you want to go any further with Brad Watson and be on the news when you've seen all the facts and everything here? And the hearing examiner and the officer had the deer in headlights expression on their faces. And I said, all I have to do is press dial on my cell phone. You want me to do that? Okay, we'll dismiss it because you didn't own the vehicle. You can go ahead and leave. And I said, nope. I want a letter on your letterhead stating that the results of this hearing are that the tickets were dismissed due to ownership having been transferred months ago. And I'd like that now. And so Rather quickly, the fingers were flying on the keyboard, reached over to the printer. I said, okay, do it again with your name, your title, and your signature. And they knew they were stuck. All I had to do was push dial on my cell phone and explain to the investigative reporter and be on the news about this. Redid it, mumbled some words under her breath, and needless to say, had everything. And then the toll tag violations, I called and they were, so how do you want to pay this? Did you see Channel 8 the other night about this vehicle? No. You just have to pay this, I said. Okay, watch Channel 8 Paperwork Mix-Up is the title of it. And then I will call tomorrow. And you tell me, do you want to harass me or do I contact Brad Watson, who has since retired? Do you want me to contact Brad Watson and you can appear on the news as to why you feel I should pay, or my daughter should pay, toll road violations when she hadn't owned the car in months? Months after she sold it is when it happened. So you tell me. So I called back the next day and they said everything's been dismissed. You don't owe anything. And I said, fine. We'll stay on the line while you email me a letter to that effect with your name, title, etc. Otherwise, I'll call Brad Watson and we'll have another story to do. So, in short order, I had that email. The whole issue was dropped. That's why it's so important to keep your plates. The only time the plates were kept was a relative from out of state, and it was understood to drive it back from out of state with no plates would be an issue. And needless to say, got the car down to Dallas from the other state. And a day or two later, I was at the tax office, I had my Texas plates, registration, everything. So there's some exceptions, but very few to not removing the plates. With a stranger or a dealer, absolutely. Remove the plates, the registration sticker, and the toll tag. And next Wednesday's video, we'll have another step to take. I'm still researching that. But until Saturday, have a good one. Take care. Hope everything goes well with the storm. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. It would be most appreciated. Thank you again. Take care.